Hello, everyone, and welcome to Late Night Unite. Kirk Dube Snacks Dubé along Artryuu, who I'm going to be calling Art for the rest of this interview. But thank you so much for joining me, and please feel free to take a quick moment and introduce yourself to everybody that could be tuning in right now.
Thanks for the invitation, United Mikes. I'm a trio and I play for Aphelion eSports as the top laner with my Pokemon being Greedent.
Hello, everyone, and
I
welcome
also
to
stream
Late Night
my
Unite. Kirk
Unite
Dube Snacks
games
Dubé
in
along
the Artryuu under tag. Yep, that's me. And I also do doodles in my stream, so you can get free art just
Ooh.
by tuning in.
Yeah, I saw some of those that you posted on Twitter, and those are very, very good. Okay, first question that I have to ask because it's something that always it's something I find interesting no matter what game we're talking about when you're talking about gamers. How did you come up with your gamer tag Artryuu?
Oh well, I think art is very straightforward. I like drawing art, so that's where it came from. And Ryu means dragon in Japanese, so I'm basically the art dragon.
I mean, that's way way better than mine. So that's awesome. How long have you gone with Artryuu on different platforms or different gaming platforms, I should say?
So I started with Super Smash Bros. For yeah, that's when I started using my tag. But
That's
then back then I didn't have like a set tag, but now that's my set one forever.
there you go. Um, so let me ask you this, Art. Obviously, you just said you played Super Smash. I'm sure you've played some other games as well. What does your path to playing competitive Pokemon Unite kind of look like? Were you playing other competitive esport type titles and then you moved to the MOBA scene and eventually to Pokemon Unite? Or was Pokemon Unite the first MOBA you've kind of jumped on? How does your path to where you are now with Aphelion eSports kind of lay itself out?
So at first, I was just a Smash Bros. Competitor. I was like number one in my region playing Shulk, and then I stopped playing Smash when Ultimate came out because I didn't really like the buffer system that they introduced. So then I played some MOBAs with Heroes of the Storm, but I was just playing like casual, like just laddering, and I got to master only and just dropped the game because there was no support on Heroes of the Storm afterwards. So I didn't see a point into looking at esports in there. But any game that I pick up, I try to be competitive always. It's like my passion to do that. And then I just jumped to Pokemon Unite. Like,
So let me take a quick step back. When you said Heroes of the Storm, it got essentially it's in permanent maintenance mode, I guess is a way to put it. When you started, you say you play games and you really want to reach the most competitive level. Is that, for example, in Smash, going to like locals and playing in tournaments that way?
yeah.
For other games, is it ladder climbing, a combination of both, maybe?
The only games that I went like winning for tournaments is Smash Bros. And now Pokemon Unite. All the others have just been ladder.
I gotcha. Okay, so let's jump to Pokemon Unite then. Obviously, the show is called Late Night Unite, so that's going to be our
Yeah.
focus here moving forward. How did you find yourself in the company of Aphelion Esports and Red Love, OG, Rex, and Blackbeard? I'm sure I'm missing Leica. Who am I missing off the top of my head? Embarrassing, but
Yeah.
anyways, I'll
That's
let you
okay.
I'll
Again,
let you
I'm
take
like the
over.
last one. I'm the last one to join the
Oh
team.
no, it's Muck. Ah,
Oh, do we remember you, Muck? The
oh,
shout out to Muck right here.
just the
It's
greed
my
and
teammate,
tears.
my jungle
The Greedent team,
teammate.
and I've cast so much muck action. I'm the worst. I'm the absolute worst. Okay, so how did you find your way onto Aphelion Esports with that cast of characters around you?
So, at first I would just watch them in the stream. Like, I was a big fan of them because they're funny. At least Red Love stream, but I never expected them to actually come to ask me because Rex just messaged me because he has seen me play against him against the team
Mm-hmm.
and my team of randoms, I'd say, like it's not randoms, exactly my friends. just my friends and my sister. We would get some games out of them, and I guess that's where Rex and their team saw me, and then they Rex messaged me like, "Can you play for us for one game?" It was like in December 26th for a ban and pick game. So they were planning ahead because if they ban Lucario, they don't. OG doesn't play another character top lane. So they were only already planning that if they ban Lucario, I would play. So that's where it started.
That's awesome. So, when you got that message, what was your first thought? Like, was they serious, or was your thought maybe like, I kind of want a more permanent role in the squad? I don't really want to be, an off the bench type player, or were you just saying, hey, this is an opportunity to compete at the highest level?
Yeah, this is an opportunity. That's what I saw it because I haven't entered tournaments. I was just laddering
Hmm.
first. The just like looking at these top players and oh yeah, I got a game out of them, you know.
Especially if you're
But
following them on stream and then you're getting to play against them, and you pick up a win, and of course that converts to an opportunity. It's gotta make you feel pretty good, and a testament to your skills.
yeah, yeah, that's how it went. And then when they asked me that, I'm like, oh, I can actually get some money out of this, you know. So I go for it because I have my tournament experience from Smash, so I really like that I was getting money from there. So I'm like, yeah, I can. I'm very very good at this game, so I can take advantage of that.
Well, if you're playing anyway, you might as well make some money, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's the plan.
So obviously, Greedent was one of the first Pokemon released in the game. Were you playing the game up to Greedent, and then once you started playing with Greedent, you're just like, the light switched, and you're like, okay, this is my character. This is where I want to be. This is what I like doing. Or is it more of, hey, I play this character very, very well, better than most, and then you just kind of leaned into it, but you might want to be somewhere else, if you were given the option.
Yeah, I usually was playing the characters that are considered top tiers. Like when the game began, I didn't know who was top tier, of course. So I started with Charizard, and then I noticed that Lucario was destroying me. Like, huh, what's happening here? I need to buy that character. So I was a Lucario main for a while, actually. And then when Greedent was released, he was broken, of course. It's
Mm-hmm.
like,
That is true.
so that's where I said, like, I'm playing this character. I don't even play Sword and Shield as a confession. So
I'll be
I had
honest.
no attachment to this girl.
I don't either. So I'm right there with you. I just kind of play Pokemon Unite. So you pick up Greedent. Obviously, it's broken out of the gate. There's tons of stuff that needs to be fixed with it. They fixed a portion of it, but you believe that this is still a top tier character, at least in your hands.
Yeah,
Why?
I do
Why?
believe.
When everybody else kind of fell off favor, why did you say no? There's still something real here with this character.
Because in MOBAs, there's a lot of crowd control everywhere. And when I saw his kit, like especially COVID, giving you basically a free full heal, an unstoppable, it's something I just can't give. So I stuck with Greedent until they fully nerf COVID. That's when I think the character will die.
Not to we'll knock on wood here. I'm not trying to throw any bad juju out into the world. What happens if Covet does get nerfed into a position where you don't think it's viable anymore? What's the next character you might pick up? Is it back to Lucario, and then you fight with OG for the spot up top, or what's the plan there?
Probably I don't know, but I was playing attacker too, filling in, so that's how I've been doing. But I always jump up to the best character. So it's probably gonna be a new mon that hasn't been released. So that's probably what I'm gonna hop on next if they actually kill Green.
Oh, fair enough. Well, so OG's safe for at least a little bit longer. Okay, so you've played Greedent. I've gotten to actually watch you play Greedent, which was very exciting in a tournament recently, and I believe that tournament was the Jake Dude Invitational. That was quite some time watching you play. How has been your experience, kind of being, the off the bench player in the pick ban type metas where you've been able to step in and really be an impactful role? Because it almost feels like the other teams aren't adjusting very well to seeing your Greedent and of course your skill level with that Pokemon. And how successful has that been not only for you but for the team when you guys make that move?
My feeling has been very successful because I have only entered like 4 tournaments with the team. No, 5. It's 5, and we've won 3 out of 2 of them.
And
And the only game that I didn't play much was the last one, the Shiny League. I only played one set.
and that set that you did play in was one that you won. And
Yeah,
we were talking a little bit about that. That was against Apes Unleashed. Do you think you would be the options would unlock a little bit more if they're not doing a pick ban? If you could do subs in the middle of a best of three, I know that can get a little froggy here, but you know, if there isn't a pick ban meta and you don't have to worry about Lucario getting put on the chopping block, I think like a very interesting kind of flash in the pan sub, you know, to kind of throw the opposing team off kilter would be, hey, let's bring in our let's bring in Art, let's bring in Greedent, and let's see how we can slide this thing maybe in game 3 or try and get an early advantage right in game 1 and really blow the doors off. Is that something that in your mind would be not only beneficial to your team, but maybe just beneficial to keeping tournament structures interesting?
oh, definitely. I feel like that would be very interesting. Just having a lot of options and more variety in the game because usually we always see the common top Lucarios, Titos.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what a couple changes lately, maybe a Serena here and there, and of course, I think Lutano played one tournament using Blastoise, but that almost seemed to be, hey, let's just do this for one event and move on from
Yeah.
there. While we're talking about just a little bit of tournament diversity, would you rather see them first add more characters to the game to try and drive diversity that way, or implement, into the matchmaking system or the tournament system, pick ban mode?
I feel that pick ban mode would actually do a more impact of variety than the characters because everyone's just gonna play what's best at the moment. If a character just comes out and it's broken, everyone's gonna hop on the train
Yeah,
and
I
play
mean
it.
that is true. That is true. Okay, here's the next question. How many bans per squad? Is the pool deep enough to do like 2 bans per team?
How many bans? Usually they just do one ban.
Would you want to do more than one?
Oh, right now I feel I I would have wanted more than one ban, but I feel the character pool is still very small for that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where my heart is at too. I was just gauging, you're a higher competitive level player than I am, and I just kind of get to watch, so the feelings might be a little bit different. But one ban with the depth of the character pool we have now seems to at least fit for the
Yeah,
moment.
it feels like it's balanced right now. One ban.
So you're on a Aphelion eSports. You do have some very solid players on that squad. You seem to get some good organizational support as well. So I have to ask: is the eye on the prize to qualify for Worlds with Aphelion eSports and those that are around you? And if so, like, what is the direction that you guys are taking for that? Is it daily scrims? Is it obviously it's entering tournaments? Is there talk about more intense planned training sessions, things like that?
Yeah, that's what we do. Like, we have some daily screams at night. Usually, actually, night screams, I would say. And we do some VOD reviews too of what could have done better next time. And depending on the teams that we have gone against, we start strategizing. I mean, like, oh, I feel Greedent is better against the TTV, an example, or we get OG against Team Shiny.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Like,
How often are you doing VOD reviews like that? Like, let's say, in the week, are you doing like 3 VOD reviews, or is it maybe just one set day where instead of scrimming, you're just reviewing maybe the previous tournament?
yeah, we just do it like right after the tournament, usually.
Okay. Well, I have to ask then. What's Aphelion eSports confidence level in your push to qualify for Worlds?
Oh, 100% confidence. We're gonna get to Worlds.
That's exactly what I like to hear. As more teams are seeming to have to switch around because of where their players are located, it seems like there's going to be a region lock on the qualification process. Is everybody on Aphelion Esports in North America?
Yes, we are all in North America.
Okay, so that's at least one less thing you have to deal with, and you guys can actually focus on practicing versus how are we actually going to put a team together or make some moves around. Um,
Yeah.
when when you're considering this team and again qualifying for Worlds, do you see the potential for your role to change within the team? Right now you're more of a interchangeable player with OG based on matchups coming off the bench. Either he is or you are to play that top lane position. You mentioned you play a little bit of bot lane attacker. Is there another option for you out there, another slot in which you can pivot into if the team needs you?
I have practiced some jungle, but I don't feel like I'm gonna get that spot in the team. Like I feel our team has already good set spots right now. So no,
Absolutely.
I'd stay at bot or top lane.
Absolutely. I mean, Aphelion Esports has been, I used to, even I got caught literally last week. I was kept saying tire, 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 tire. But even, getting to watch your team through like Red Love stream and things of that nature, it seems like you all have become pretty cohesive as a group and are pretty set with how you feel comfortable entering games, kind of no matter who's up against you. When we're taking a look here, and Aphelion Esports is one of the most confident teams in which just trying out new things. You all seem to just say, hey, don't have to worry about practice. Getting too much practice with something. We're willing to just try it out right away. And we saw that out of your team at the Jake Dude Invitational, and then again at the Shiny League finale. Where does that comfort level for you all come from?
The comfort level of picking which top laner goes, or
No,
what do
I'm
you mean?
sorry. For like when new things like we had the patch notes come out and immediately slow smokes for you all were everywhere. You're trying some of the new characters that hadn't been buffed up, but almost immediately into a tournament environment without obviously having that much time to practice and see the impacts of these new patch notes. And Aphelion just seems to be more comfortable than other teams doing that. Where does that comfort come from for your team?
Oh, we just practice like an hour before, and we notice what the new items feel like. We see the patch notes, and we determine like, oh, actually, this might be the play now. Or we were also already trying Lucario Jungle with this new um patch. So
I mean,
I just feel like I
you're
just feel like we have enough confidence for that.
you definitely do, and you're certainly the most some of the more early adopters and things when changes happen, and the things we noticed the fastest for us in the booth when we were watching that tournament was definitely the slow smokes. You had a couple players on the slow smoke early in that event, and I think you're really putting in a lot of work with it and really opened people's eyes to the potential of how buffed that item actually was. um, Artryuu, let me ask you this: if Pokemon Unite um, is one passion, art seems to be the other. Um, how do you marry those on your stream? I've seen you do, some sketches of maybe some Unite players and stuff like that. But how often do you split your time between the two when you're streaming?
Oh, I'm quite a fast artist, so when I'm streaming, sometimes some cues take long. That's when I start drawing. and take advantage of that because I feel like there was no entertainment watching a stream where they're just waiting for a game.
Hmm.
So that's where it came from, to do some doodles in the meantime.
At least the stream times have gone down a little bit. It seems as if, from even a couple months ago. So that's good, at least, right? As in terms of a content wave, and you get to draw for those watching you. And as you said, I think you even give out some free art pieces while you're waiting. So
Yeah, yeah.
let me ask you this. We'll say, as one of the individuals that I really got put onto, especially when Goof from TTV actually asked, like, "Hey, who's the best character player for every Pokemon in the game?" There was an immediate consensus around every respondent almost to say, "Hey, Art is number one Greedent, no questions asked." What was your feeling? How did you feel kind of reading through that and kind of getting the acknowledgement of your peers, but not only just your peers on your team, but from around the world that, hey, tip the cap because Art is definitely top tier.
Oh, I was feeling great actually. I'm like, of course, I'm trying my best to be the best in this character. As soon as I pick any character, I always try to mark my spot in it, you know? So I was very happy to see how many people actually agree on me. I felt that I was actually uncontested when I saw the Twitter post. Like, I rarely saw another great name.
I'm not even sure one exists, to be honest with you. I don't think you marked it. I think you burned it out, carved it, and kept it, and took it home with you. There was nobody else that was really coming up in that conversation. So, as the most as the most acknowledged top Greedent player in the world, what can you say to people like me who now all of a sudden are like, wow, okay, let's see what Greedent's all about. How do I get into starting to play Greedent? It's kind of easy because I have so much information on other characters that are played more often. How do I get wet behind the ears playing Greedent?
Well, first, don't ever go bullet seed and stuff cheeks. That move is not that great. But Covet and Belch are your best friends, and try to practice Covet in the practice mode because that's a hard move to control. You might lose control when playing, especially in the against when you're against the European players or Japanese players. That's when it's very hard to control. So you might have to. I just say just keep playing the character for like 100k games. That's what I have on it. So
So,
that's what I.
so
That's my recommendation.
just play, and never bullet seed. Never,
Yeah.
never stuff cheeks, never bullet seed, and of course, covet and practice. What was your feeling the first time you were playing covet and you kind of got that like, I feel like my character is on ice right now, the way it's sliding across and the way it's movement. Was that something that you said, wow, this is going to be a fun challenge to kind of deal with? Or it's like, great, this is just something I'm going to have to deal with to play this character?
No, I said like, oh, that's a fun challenge. I really like playing complicated characters in Smash Bros. I was a Shulk main, and he was very complicated, and you can't even play that character online. Like, that's why I went with Green, and that's when I felt like, oh yeah, I feel at home with Green because I don't know, I really like challenges.
Well, you've certainly mastered that challenge without a doubt. Held items for the item loadout for Greedent. What do you usually use?
Body barrier, attack weight, and so, score shield.
And it's
That's
literally
what it is.
just trying to roll the points. And how often do you? Sorry, I'm just more ideas are popping into my head that I want to ask. How often do you find yourself invading enemy jungle? All the time?
Oh, not all the time, but quite often. It depends on the jungler. If I manage to get a higher level than the top laner and the jungler, I invade. If I see they go to their jungle like very low health, I also invade.
Is
That's
that a call
like
that you make with your team? Like, hey, I'm seeing this, I'm going, and then Aphelion just has to adjust accordingly, or is that something that they kind of call to you, like, hey, they're pretty low and they're heading back to the jungle, then you can make the move, or does it go both ways?
that's usually me doing the call if I go jungle or not. I don't even say it. Sometimes I just do it.
Keeping everybody on their toes. Absolutely. Well, we're I know we're kind of burning the midnight oil out here, and you and I just kind of talked about sticking around the 20 to 30 minute mark here. Um, Art, is there anything else you want to talk about Aphelion eSports, your teammates, your time in the game, some experiences you've had before we kind of wrap this thing up?
Um, Shout outs to my teammates, Red Love, Rex, Muck, Laika, and OG, and Blackbeard. And but special shout outs to Rex because he's the one that brought me to the team, and I really appreciate all the help he has given me. He has improved me as a player too because he's the one that makes the shot calls in the game the
Mm-hmm.
most. So I feel I have improved more since I was the time that I was just laddering to now actually doing esports tournaments.
Well, the team looks good and it looks poised to do very, very well. I know you got the third place finish in the Shiny League finale, a recent runner up as well. Of course, you were the top ranked team going into that Shiny League finale because of all the tournament wins you had picked up, Aphelion had picked up leading up to that moment. Um, so I mean, I think Aphelion is certainly a team to keep our eyes on, and as a caster, is one of the most exciting teams to watch in terms of the plays you make, the fact that you're pivoting in Greedent, that your team is very able to be malleable to the situation and adjust accordingly. So it's an absolute blast to watch you all play. Um, Art, before I let you go, I do want to give you a moment. I know you did some shout outs for your squad, but you can certainly plug your Twitch channel, your Twitter, anything. I have the Twitter up on the screen actually right now for all of you on Twitter. Please go follow. But if you want to plug your Twitch channel or if you have a YouTube channel, whatever, I'd like to give you that opportunity right now.
You can follow me at my Twitch, which is I can just type in the chat. It's my Twitch. That's my name right there.
Okay.
Just click on it and you'll follow. And don't forget to tune in so you can get free doodles. I mean, who doesn't like free doodles? You can
Exactly.
you can request any character you want and in any form you want. Everything has to be suitable for work, of course, but that's
Absolutely.
about it.
Well, it looks like I need to jump in there and make sure that I'm getting myself a doodle for maybe me personally or maybe Unite Mics. We'll see what happens. We'll see how many people are pressuring you for free stuff, of course. So please follow. Again, it's twitch.tv/ttv_ Artryuu with two U's. So just lay that out there for those of you that might be catching it later and don't necessarily see the chat. But Art, thank you so much for taking the time tonight. Look at that, 11:59, 29 minutes on the nose. I don't think we can get it much cleaner than that. But on behalf of Art, I'm Kirk Dube Snacks Dubé. Thank you for tuning in to Late Night Unite. And we'll catch you next time. Be safe out there.
Thank you.